All right, everybody. I am so stoked per usual, but this time even more stoked because I have the one and only Brian John Harwood with me. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on. It's great. I'm glad to be here.
Ontario, huh?
Oh, dude,
Man.
I'm up north. It's nice. It's nice for about 3, 4 months maybe, and then the rest I'm usually somewhere else, either Florida. I got family there, so I'm usually in Florida playing golf, or you can find me in Mexico, or I went to
Mexico.
Barbados.
You drink tequila?
I used to drink a lot of tequila. I used to drink a lot of tequila.
Yeah, yeah.
But this last winter, I went to Barbados, have some family out there, got to do some great fishing, and I just like to travel, man. I'm not a winter person. I know I'm Canadian and live up here in the north,
What
but
what
I
kind
can't.
of what kind of fishing, man? Fly fishing, bass? Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, well, up here we do a lot of bass, lake trout, and stuff like that up here. But we were out on the ocean, and just throwing out the. I didn't catch anything, so it was just kind of just soaking in the sun, listening to the waves and the wind. But that's where I get a lot of my songwriting material. It's just a lot of times on your own when you're just thinking and humming away, and just sitting in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, so I told you off air I'm a big Creed fan, so that's how I ran into you on like YouTube. I was like, man, who's this guy like doing this Creed song? So I assume you're a big Creed fan, or was that just like a suggestion from somebody or
No, no, I grew up, dude, I grew up loving all music. As a kid, it was from country right from the start. Like, I mean, Alabama, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, you name it. But as I grow older, it got into the Bon Jovi and Def Leppard, Motley Crue.
oh man.
Then it turned into Guns N' Roses, Metallica,
Oh
Pantera. Then
yeah, the Black Album's my shit, dog.
oh yeah, man. I
The
like
Metallica, bro.
yeah. I just and in my set still I throw Sad But True in there a little bit in between songs. And I try to add all my experiences, and Creed was definitely one. I remember growing up, I was in my teens and early teens, and when it came out, um, it's just something that resonated with me. People can joke about them just like they joke about Nickelback, but like, man, those guys are good. Those guys were great. They
Was
they
it
knew how to,
Scott Stapp? You know?
yeah, man, they knew how to write for radio, and they knew how to get those songs. And I just, as a songwriter, and like, just I really like hooks and melodies. That they were awesome, man. So I just, in between releases, I thought about doing this thing of just grabbing songs that I kind of liked growing up, or just songs that resonated with me, and I just kind of want to do my own spin on them, not overproduce or nothing, just kind of grab the acoustic and kind of make them my own style. So I just picked up the acoustic one day, and I was strumming, and Higher by Creed came out. And I'm like, oh, I should do a little video of this. And so that was the first one I put out. And but every month I'm going to be putting out a little cover. I think I'm dropping Adele
Oh
one
wow.
this week. Yeah.
You're not shy on vocals, man. Just
No,
go.
I
It's
just yeah, I'm not a big fan of my own voice, but I'm able to like just make it my own, just have fun with it, and just try
yeah,
to make
see.
the best
Yeah.
I can with what I got.
Yeah, see the I saw the footage you were doing. You did a cover of Jelly Roll at the latest festival, right?
Yes, I did.
Talk
I kind
about
of
talk about
matched it
that
up.
festival, man. Largest Canadian festival. Is that what I read that
Yeah.
somewhere?
Yeah, dude. Like they're known to it's called Boots and Hearts. And I mean last year it's a country festival, but they like to mix it up. Nickelback was there last year. Um, it's a 5 day festival. I don't know how people do it. I mean, I could not
Dude,
camp out for 5 days.
I
And
I went to I went to a concert or like a festival like that, and yeah, man, everyone's tripped out on something, bro.
oh man, my
You know.
feet are like hurt from walking in cowboy boots for I was there for about 3 days, but
Mhm.
um I would just get golf carted around everywhere because I don't know. Props to the people walking around for 5 days. I don't know how you do it, but it was a great festival, man. Matchbox 20 was there. Jason Aldean, Thomas Rhett. Man, there's so many great. Cody Johnson, probably my favorite one of the weekend. But it's such an honor to be able to jump on stage, have all those fans singing my songs back to me, and yeah, I threw out a few covers. I did a Morgan Wallen one, then I mashed up some Jelly Roll and some Oasis together. So it turned out pretty cool.
Man, that's got to be surreal. Like being like, even if you don't like run into them like per se, the fact that you're like in the presence of some people that I would assume you grew up listening to, like that's got to be a surreal experience.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. I like even even last weekend I was out in BC on the other side of the country on the island, um, and I opened up for Keith Urban and Lee Bryce. And Keith Urban, man, after he played, he came down. He was so nice, met everybody, handshakes, hugs, pictures. Um, just to meet someone that's that you look up to, that's that talented and that nice and that down to earth. It reassures you that there's still some good people in the industry.
I mean, it's a small world, man. I mean, I know I interview a lot of independent artists, and I hear stories about that, man, about people meeting. I interviewed this rock band out of Denver, and they were just like they were just like even being in the same breath as like you know what I'm trying to say? Like even the fact that I forgot like even the fact that I brought up a band that they were similar to, they were like, "Oh man, like so I understand like that." But so where in Canada was this? The
That was
actual
out,
festival?
that was out on the island, so it's just above California. It's like it's probably the warmest spot in Canada. It's called British Columbia, but on Vancouver or Victoria Island or Vancouver Island there. Just beautiful mountains all around us. It's probably the best, not the biggest stage that I've been on, but I mean, when you're playing on that
Mhm.
main stage and you're looking out of all the people, you see all the mountains and the hills in the background, and it was just unbelievable, unbelievable.
Yeah, I've been to Ontario, man.
Yeah.
I went to Quetico National Park.
Oh, cool,
You know where
cool.
obviously you know where that is.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
need to tell
definitely.
you. That
Yeah,
that that dude, that park's amazing, dude. Quetico.
yeah. But that's a good thing about up north here is like we got a lot of beautiful nature like parks and nature things. I'm not too far from Muskoka, which is like definitely one of our biggest our
Yeah.
biggest parks and nicer areas, I think.
Yeah, it's Quetico says it's in Atikokan, Ontario. So yeah, I remember that. But I was a little kid though.
Have you been since?
Um, no, not since. But I am planning on doing the Canadian entry to Niagara Falls. I want to do the Buffalo and Canada part of it, do both.
Yeah. I've been to both, and man, a lot of places in the States are some of the most beautiful spots that I've ever been to. But I tell you, if you're talking Niagara Falls, Canadian side, it's just so beautiful, man. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
So, are you a sports guy, man?
Yeah, I love to play sports. Like I don't really have much time to watch many sports anymore. Like I've been falling behind on the sports, but like I
Olympics, hockey,
yeah, I still have time to go out to. I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, even though they can't
Oh
win
man.
for the life of them. But Florida did
Yeah.
good this year.
Yeah, yeah, they're always they've been around. You know what's crazy is I saw some posts like is Florida the new I'm like let's hold our horses a little bit. Panthers were trash for years. Let's be
Yeah,
let's be cognizant of the past.
yeah,
Like they're good now, but like no one heard of the Florida Panthers like 20 years ago. Let's chill.
right. Yeah, the
Now
the
the
Leafs
light
the Leafs to be a Leafs fan, you just got to have that hope, the hope that never dies. We get build it up like this every year. This is our year. This is our year. But deep down inside, we know it's not. So
I'm a Lightning fan, so Stamkos and the Cavalier, and I go
yeah,
old school, man. St.
yeah,
Louis,
yeah.
yeah.
They
But yeah,
so I've
so
always wanted to go see a Lightning's game because it's unbelievably cheaper than it is in
oh,
Canada.
dude, what? Yeah.
It's expensive here to go to the Leafs. I know the Leafs is like the probably the most expensive and richest company in the league. They've been around since the start, but it's like, man, you want to go watch a game like for half decent tickets, you're looking at $1,000 a ticket.
Yeah. So
It's crazy.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm not going to share my screen, but I'm looking up Maple Leafs tickets. And of course, this is so generous. It does does my standard time. I'll win these games preseason. October,
Yeah.
October is when it starts. You excited? It
Yeah,
plays. They
man.
start with the Red Wings on the road.
Are they, if it's a start of the season, they're probably not too bad. Maybe like $300 a ticket or something like
Uh,
that. So,
it's I can get one for 18 on the road, like in Detroit.
oh, really?
But it's preseason though, man.
Yeah, true,
Like
true.
no one gives a shit about preseason
Yeah, is
hockey.
that in Detroit or
Preseason
in
football,
Toronto?
it's in Detroit, man.
Oh, that's why. I mean going to a game in Toronto. So it was
All
cheaper for
right.
me.
Let
It
me
was cheap.
look. Let me
It was
look.
cheaper for me to go to buy the plane tickets to Pittsburgh, buy the hotels and the tickets to the game for four people than it was
All
just to buy
right.
the tickets here.
Cheapest ticket from Ottawa Senators, Toronto Maple Leafs, September 22nd, $52. And
Oh, wow.
that's the preseason though, and that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the nosebleeds.
yeah.
That's the nosebleeds. But no, they go up to like good seats. I'm going all the way down. Good seats. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking in the twos for sure, 200s for good seats.
Oh man, normal season, you're looking at 2 grand for like.
Yeah, the most expensive seat for that preseason game is $339.
Oh, that's not bad.
But
See,
that's
I
on
don't.
StubHub, so Ticketmaster it's probably 5.
Yeah, yeah. See that I don't mind paying, but like once you start getting into a couple grand for per ticket, you're just like, there's other things I can buy for that. I could go to
Well,
I could go to Mexico for a week.
I'm the wrong guy to talk about conserving money. I dropped 400 on a couch and my cat fucking ruined it. So I'm the I'm the last one. But I mean, my mom was like, "Why don't you just put a cover on him?" Yeah, but like that, like why get one then? Like if you got to cover it up, like you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But
yeah,
it's one of those where it's like has the threads, so it's not one of those where it's just like totally destroyed. It's just the threads are sticking out a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Still
Well, let's
usable.
yeah, so let's talk about how you got started, man. Like, were you
Well,
singing when you were a kid? Did you come up through like taking all the music classes and stuff
no,
or
I've still never had a vocal lesson or a guitar lesson in my life. I've never had. I don't know how to read music. I just so how it started, I guess, is since I was a little kid, my brother was more of the sports guy. So he was like the I'd go to his hockey games and he was the one fighting every game and stuff. And so it was interesting. But I would drink my hot chocolate so fast that I just so I could draw on the side of my styrofoam cup. Like I was very artsy. I like to draw. I like to just I was a wild kid, but I was so shy in my teens and stuff. And believe it or not, I taught myself, locked myself in a room, taught myself with a guitar, taught myself how to play guitar, and I still didn't show my parents or anybody until I was 22 and I got my hand stuck in a steel mill and it almost ripped off my hand. It's all scarred up.
what?
Yeah, almost lost my hand. So when that healed, when I was 22 year old, I you know asked the first girl that I had a crush on out. I started a band for the first time. I just kind of like, it's all tattooed on my arm. It's kind of like a reminder of like coming out of my shyness and like kind of like you only live once, so give it your all. And
Well, that's what they say, Brian. Some people believe in reincarnation, but
hey, you never know.
let's be respectful. It's
Yeah,
2024. You got to respect people's
I
opinions.
have two twin daughters and they're 2 years 2.5 years old, and
No,
they
I
say some
ran into
crazy,
some dude. I ran
crazy
into some
things where
chick.
I'm just like, maybe there is reincarnation because
Bro,
they're talking about like being something else in the last life, and I'm like, how do you know all this?
bro. I mean, I ran into someone that really believes it. So I mean,
Hey, could I don't put anything at the picture, I like yeah, I guess we'll all
it's like
see, right?
it's like can I be a stripper next time? You know, let me like double D's. Just let me be a stripper next time. You know,
Yeah,
if I pay rent without doing shit. You know,
right,
besides actually
right.
to be fair, I don't want to hate on strippers. They work hard, but
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
they're
for
just
tips and shit.
they're just blessed. They're just blessed with great looks, and
You know. Oh man, the strip clubs in Canada are probably sick too.
yeah,
Not that
they're a
you would
lot.
know, not that you would know, but
Not that
I'm
I
just
would
saying.
know. Yeah, yeah, in my younger days, they're a lot different than they are in the States. You
I
guys are a
wonder
lot.
about do you know what do you mean? Like are they more like conservative or
No, you
hmm.
guys are more conservative. Yeah,
Oh.
because you guys, I think you
No, we can't put it depends, man. There's some like the Florida ones are pretty
like you guys
like
can't serve alcohol at them. Am I correct?
no, we can drink it. You talking about we can't drink at strip clubs? Is that what you thought? No, we can.
Okay, I thought it was just topless bar. All right.
No, no. So basically it ranges from no holds barred to pasties, and then like you can't touch them when you put the dollar into the string.
Mm,
Like some chicks will let you do the dollar into the string.
yeah.
Like, but then some people, and then some clubs, you just throw it into the you know what I mean, into the floor, and then they pick it
I
up.
haven't been in years, man. We're going back
That's
to
the
when I was
last
like
thing. That's the last
18.
thing you thought you'd be talking about on a podcast is a
Yeah,
strip club.
I was like 18. I don't know, man. It's been so long for me. Yeah,
No,
I'm out of
man.
the game. Out of
So
the
when
game with
did
that one.
so you gotta there's gotta be some detail, man, on how you just didn't get picked up by somewhere. You had worked your ass off for this. So do you remember your
Yeah,
first like opportunity, man? Like,
yeah. I just kept working,
because to
kept
be
going.
fair, you're pretty humble, but look at the numbers, man. I mean, what is it, 23,000? I mean, on
Yeah.
like YouTube or something. I mean, let's
Oh
be
yeah.
real.
I'm blessed, man. I'm
You're
definitely
kicking ass, man.
I definitely blessed, and it's just been like, it's just been definitely filling my heart. I was watching numbers and getting messages and seeing
Well, what was
seeing
your
my
first song? What was your first song?
um rock or country or what, because
Well,
I was in a rock band for like 8 years when I was younger, and then I switched over to country and did like I was in like a I started like a duo in country, and we actually got signed under the Universal blanket at a small label, and we did that for a few years. And then when COVID hit in 2020, that's when I started my own project. I just started my own solo project, Brian John Harwood, and my first song I put out for myself was called "All That Is Missing." And in the music video on YouTube, if you watch it, I I surprised my wife in the music video, and I that's when I proposed to her. She had no idea, so you catch her real ugly cry, everything, everything in
damn,
the
bro.
video. But that was my first song as a solo artist, and then the second one I think was Hotter Than Summer, and it went top 40 at radio in Australia, and that's when momentum started happening, and numbers started building, and people started kind of feeling my vibe or recognizing me as an artist. So
I
yeah.
like how nonchalant you are about it. Oh yeah, I went top 40 in Australia.
Hey, I
No
was
big
I was
deal,
more
man.
than
No big
thrilled,
deal.
man. I was more than thrilled. I was like, I still haven't been over there to Australia, but you know, I'm like I said
Down
earlier,
under, man, you know.
right? Like I said earlier, I'm not a winter guy. So it's like the perfect place for me, because when summer ends here and we start going into fall, it starts being summer there. So I can just forever summer. I'll spend some summers over there in the winter, and then
Yeah.
summer here, So
Yeah, so who were I know you mentioned some of the names, but like who is were you big into like CMT? Did you ever watch the videos and like Tim
Oh,
McGraw and
all the
like my mom
all
was into Dwight Yoakam and were you
I
like
love.
older country?
Yeah, I loved. Yeah, I love all. Like I don't know who said it. Tommy Lee, I think, the drummer from Motley Crue. He said there's
Of
two types.
course. Of
He said
course.
there's two types of music: good music and bad music, and it's up to the listener. So for me, I love all types of music: old country, new country. I like rock. I love metal. I like hip hop. I love everything. It's like depends on the song if it resonates with you or not.
All
But
right, Brian. I'm gonna put you to the test on that.
all right, all right.
There's some auto tune. Are you a fan?
I don't use it. Um,
See, I put you to the test on that. You said you said you talk about music. You like music. I'm saying auto tune's a very controversial subject. Some people like despise it. Some people welcome it. Like, what's your thoughts on that, man?
my thoughts is like if you want it, go for it. You know, if it's gonna help you. I understand some of these touring guys that or girls that tour every single day and their throats are like it's being used and they need a little bit of assistance for it. So they're like I could see that. I myself don't use it. Like it was hard enough for people to tell me to use in ears and click and so I love to plug in and whatever noise we make up there is whatever noise you're gonna hear. That's what I'm like the old school like that. I'm like very like whatever comes out of the amps, whatever comes out of the speakers is what you're gonna hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I told my ex-girlfriend, and she didn't, whatever comes out, but she didn't last very long. So I don't know if that was me. It was probably my fault.
Yeah.
Um, no, man, you got any good? You must have some great stories. You must have some great
Oh
stories, man.
man, I've been very blessed with there's some definitely some stories that I hold dear and like been
Give me
just
one, man. Give me a fun story you've had either on the road or.
oh man. Well, one time in Jamaica, we toured Jamaica and it was for a blues festival. Um we got to do a lot of fun stuff in a bunch of different cities in Jamaica. My first time there. One show was on a big boat, and I never got seasick before, but this time, this time I got seasick. It was pretty crazy. But we ended up going over the island and then playing one big show. And the guy that owned the bar, I mean, he was part of I guess a local gang or something. But so he really liked it. As soon as we get off stage, he had people like bring telling us to go over, and I was like, "Oh, what did we do?" You know, he sat us down and he said how much he liked us and everything else, and he had a girl pass around these big joints, and I don't smoke anymore. When I was a kid, I was,
You
but
don't partake anymore?
I don't partake. So, but he's like, no, it's disrespectful if you don't. So like, and these things are huge, and like me and my guitar player were just sitting there and like I'm like, oh god, they sparked them and I just kind of held it by my leg when we were talking. I don't know, it was a funny situation. And then um we were just in the middle of nowhere at this club, but it was beautiful. But he ended up being great and very kind, and gave us a ride back, and it was fun times.
Yeah, that's cool. So you talked about previously being in a band. You guys, was it like a brotherhood? Like you still keep in contact and everything like that,
100%,
or
100%, man. Like the festival I told you that we played last week out there and opened up for Keith Urban. My one guitarist player had um, something with his kidney and he couldn't travel. So I called up the lead guitarist from the um, my old rock band and my old band there, and I asked him if he wanted to come in. He came out, played it with me.
have him like on the bench, like in the hockey, like, hey.
Yeah, well, he even came out. He even came out. We played Boots and Hearts this weekend, yesterday, and stuff. And he he was there, and he was there like to catch my guitar. Like when I take the guitar off, I throw it across the stage, and he catches it.
Ah,
You
that's
know, and
cool. Yeah, it's
he's
cool.
yeah. So He's still there. He's still very much. I like to keep my my friends and my family very close.
Mm.
Keep a nice circle, like a positive positive atmosphere around you, you know?
When did you go on stage? Were you one of the early ones? Were you one of the later
Yeah, I was
ones?
one of
Kind
the
of
early ones in the day. Like I think it was like 3 o'clock or something like that. But
good
full
crowd?
crowd, full crowd. Yeah, it was just, man, when the gates open, you could see everybody running in. It was definitely yeah, you don't know at a big festival like that, especially when there's 60,000 people and they're all camping out and stuff, and you're like, sometimes most people are hung over until 5.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough one, man. And you really,
You know?
obviously, you didn't pick what starting time, right? You were given it. I
Yeah,
would assume, right? So
yeah,
that's a tough one. It's like, would you rather be in the morning? Would you rather? I don't know. The morning's not a bad spot though. You get it over with. Not saying that you'd wanted to, but I'm just saying it's like earlier. You get them, fresh, and they're
yeah,
not like they weren't like super drunk yet, right? Or
yeah.
my.
Yeah, that no, no. Well, maybe some of them. They're probably still drunk from the night before, but, but
But you know what I
no,
meant, like.
yeah, yeah. No, it's different because like, there's positives on both. Like the later you get, you get the light show, and you get you get that cool like. So it's
Sundown, yeah.
yeah, and then the lights on stage are just that much brighter, and it seems a little bit more epic, and but definitely people remember you more if you're earlier in their day because they're not drinking as much, or they're not, they can enjoy the show a little bit more.
Right. And,
So
and nowadays everyone puts it on YouTube anyways.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Video and like, yeah, man. I hate to get on my soapbox, but I did the festival I told you about earlier. I grew up on like Stain, Seether, you know what I mean? Like bands like that. Papa Roach, you know. Papa Roach, super underrated. If
Oh,
people
dude,
if
he
people
just
listening to this don't know who Papa Roach is, Google them or YouTube them or whatever the kids do.
he just
Because
he just the singer for Papa Roach just released a song, what, last week, with Carrie Underwood, the country artist.
yeah,
So
Papa
he's
Roach, so underrated, man.
Yeah, so he's singing with the country artist. He just released a country song.
That's
Uh,
awesome. Yeah.
he's a great singer, man.
And then kind of a not as known band, but like Trust Company is a band. They're back and they were kind of a smaller band, but that's why I like a lot some of these bands from the 90s, man. They're capitalizing, they're coming back, which like that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, man. I just watched this weekend, Matchbox 20 was playing, open for Thomas Rhett, and
Yeah.
like just like, oh, that's a comeback. So
Hey, what's old is new again. I believe that.
yeah, 100%, man. That's why when I released that Creed song, I didn't think it was gonna pop off, and then
Nostalgia, man. Nostalgia hits
yeah,
like you were talking about earlier.
yeah, people
Nostalgia hits, bro. It does. It does. For real.
yeah. So yeah, and I'm gonna continue with that. Like, there's a lot of older songs I want to kind of remake, some Guns N' Roses, some Bon Jovi, some different things, So I'm looking forward to every month kind of releasing something new.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the songs. Some of the songs. Nowhere. I briefly mentioned that one. Um, what was besides the obvious meaning that I think we touched on? Is there anything more than that? It was just was that one that you had in the can for a while?
No, not really. Like, I sat down. Actually, it was over Zoom. Because it was with another artist, a buddy of mine. Called His name's Owen Ringling, and he's growing very fast. He's a big artist here in Canada and growing in the States there too. And both of us have the one thing in common. We both grew up in the middle of nowhere. So I just had this idea of like using the word as a play, like I know where, that muddy water meets the creek. Like, use the word like nowhere, I know where. And then it was just a play on words, and I'm like, we might as well write a song about the one thing we know is just growing up in a small town, and
Yeah.
you
It's like
know
you got to be nowhere. I like that. It's kind of
yeah,
like a,
like
play on
to know where
words.
to know where it is, you got to go nowhere,
I
so
like
like
that. I like that. And then right after that was Made Good, right? So those were
Made
like in a
good,
row.
and that is one I had in the vault for a while. I mean, I have probably about 65 songs on my phone that I haven't released, and Made Good was
65.
yeah. They I just love writing and recording, and and some of them may not see the light of day. Some of them might. I just don't know because I'm constantly writing and recording more. And the thing is, my twin daughters are two and a half. And they like to listen to music on my phone, and just they were walking around the house. And for a couple of weeks there, they were walking around being like, "May good God in your mama," and I'm like weird. Like out of all of them, that's the one they keep singing, and they're like two and a half, and they can sing it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll release that. And so if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have even released that song, I think.
So, are you on a record? Like where like what's your thoughts on either like people that are independent versus ones that are on a major label?
See, that's a hard one. Right now, I'm 100% independent. I do everything myself. I do graphic design myself, the photography. I do, design the merch. I write the songs. I'm my own manager. I'm my own booking agent. I'm pretty self sufficient. I'm starting to try to build the team up now. Um,
So you're telling me with all the views and downloads you have that you haven't had that many people come at you for major deals or
oh no, no,
anything?
I'm not
Come
saying
on,
they have.
man.
I'm not saying they haven't. I've talked to, but the thing is, like I told you before COVID, like 3, 4 years before COVID, I was in a band called Kansas Stone, and we were a rock country band, and we were signed under uh, a big label there, and sometimes it's not as nice as it sounds like it is. You
They
know,
own you, essentially.
well, the freedom that I have right now is I can release what I want, when I want, how I want. You know what I mean? As soon as you're signed, most of the times it's like they can say, "Oh no, not that song. No, not this song." And no, you're not releasing it now. We'll release it next September. Like you're just sit still. Don't worry, we got a plan for you.
And then
They're
you
busy.
gotta, and then you gotta, some people get lawyers to look over the contract and like, you
Yeah,
know,
like so I'm just like right now, I've been approached by a few. I just honestly things are going in a nice direction right now. And I feel like um with today's tools such as Apple Music, Spotify, TikTok, um, Instagram and stuff, it's built to be independent. You just build a good team around you. So yeah, I'm looking for a manager that can take some weight off my shoulders, and stuff like that. But as for right now, I think the independent direction is probably what's going to work best for me.
so we mentioned some of the interviews that you've done. I bet all the local Ontario shows, they're all over you though, right? Can you
Oh
can you come on this show? Can you come on that show, you know?
yeah, yeah, it's been unreal, man. Like even at Boots and Hearts there, you know, taking the golf cart from one interview to another interview to a podcast to this to that. It's definitely
But you can be like, I made it to Florida. You know what I'm saying? Like I
hey, yeah, exactly. Hey, I will come visit you when I'm in that because I'm you said Pensacola, is that where you at?
Yeah, we can have a couple rounds of this. Is whiskey in here?
And we'll go fishing or go hit some balls on the golf course or
Let's
we'll
do
go
it.
do
Let's do it.
something.
Pittsburgh, yeah, it's on the border of Alabama, yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, so just a stone's throw from Bama.
yeah.
Um
I've drove through there before and I haven't stopped. But I know I
the
drove.
beach, it's a beach town, you know.
I love it. That's my vibe. I'm like looking at houses right now in Costa Rica and stuff.
Like
I love palm trees. I love the sand. I
we get
love the
some big artists. Like we don't have like any pro teams, but we have minor league, like you know what I'm saying? We have minor league hockey and
yeah.
like double A baseball and you know. But the beach and we get some pretty good guests, like Kevin Hart's been here and like so every once in a while we'll get like a huge artist. Um Pensacola, but
Doesn't Brian Kelly live pretty close to that from Florida Georgia line? I thought he was down in that direction.
Yeah, that sounds about right, man. I mean, to be honest, I'm more of like I've told you telling you, I'm more like Orlando. That's more my home base. Like I've been here for 7 years. I know it doesn't say time's flying, but I remember when I first got here. So yeah, I'm from a small town outside of Orlando growing up, man. Titusville is the name of it. So it was like Cocoa Beach and like
Oh, nice.
Daytona Beach where NASCAR,
Daytona,
well,
Daytona,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I grew up. So my parents left.
That's 30 minutes from my house when I grew up. So
So
I went
I
down to
it was my that what is what that Daytona Beach is what made me who I am today because my parents, from when I was probably 2 years old, every year we'd go to Daytona Beach. So I seen it
Mhm.
change every year. I fell in love with Daytona Beach. I think that's why I'm such a beach guy because every winter my parents we would get in the car and we'd drive our whole family up and we'd stay in Daytona Beach for a
New
week.
Smyrna Beach right next door is not bad either. There's a good combo.
Where's that?
New Smyrna Beach is right next
Okay, yeah.
door.
Yeah.
They have a combo there. That one's
Oh,
not
really?
bad either. That one's not bad either. But
Man, I
yes,
remember going to Daytona Beach. It's been a few years since I've been there, but we always used to hit the Pirates Cove and the IHOP, and like I just grew up in Daytona, and it was just such a beautiful beach. I love
yeah,
it.
it's just beaches all like Daytona, Cocoa, Melbourne Beach, New
Yeah,
Smyrna Beach. I mean, it's just all, you know.
it's
That's how I grew up, man. Just, taking out a 6 pack and you know what I mean? And
we did that a few times, man. You build a little recliner in the sand, and you watch the sun come up
six
with a
pack
six
in the
pack.
sand, and then some ex-girlfriend that doesn't know the word no. I mean, I'm kidding. But no, man, so we talked about some of the bigger songs. What's some of the ones that I guess you've got lined up, like coming up? I know you said you have some coming up, like some you got like 64 or 65 songs, but do you have something that you're excited about being released soon?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's my birthday, August 31st. So the day before, the Friday before my birthday this year. So in like a week and a half or whatever it is, I'm teasing right now on my TikTok and my Instagram. It's pretty heavy. Like it's a mix between country, rock, and a bit of hip hop. I have two guests on it with me, Spencer Burns and Oliver Joseph. And if you listen to it, the guitars are big, heavy. It's got still got a country catchy vibe, but it's called Tell You What. And I'm excited to get it out because it's so different for me and so much more like just a different vibe or anything than I've ever released. So I like to be different than I stay like fresh. I like something new, fresh all the time. So um when when we were doing this song, I just wanted to go balls to the wall and just do something new that people are gonna be like, whoa, what? So I'm excited for this.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Yes.
All right. Mount Rushmore of country artists.
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, so I'd probably go with people that kind of changed music. Willie would be up there for sure. Probably Dolly because she changed it for the women. Garth Brooks really changed country music. You know
One
what?
more. There's four,
Yeah,
so one
yeah.
more.
I'll do another female. I'll put Shania Twain up there. That
Yeah.
way you got two guys, two girls. Make everybody happy.
Yeah, yeah. I would go, my personal opinion, I would go uh George Strait,
Yes.
you know, Loretta Lynn, then yeah, Dolly, and then yeah, put Willie on there.
Yeah, yeah. I was just trying to. I think yours would be more correct, like that, because they're all people that shaped it. I just know Garth kind of like at the time, Garth was like everybody was shunning him because he was adding too much. They were calling him rock because he would take a zip line down to the stage and fire would go off, and he was doing like Kiss covers and stuff like that. So people are saying he was ruining country, but look at him now.
Yeah.
He's the king of country now. Everybody's like,
You know,
so like,
you could even put George Jones on there. I mean, we could be here. No, for
I,
real. Like we could be here
yeah.
all night. Like,
Oh yeah, man. It's ever changing, man. That's the thing. It's like you have these new artists now that look at Chris Stapleton, man. That guy, like he's
yeah.
changed. He changed. Like he's gonna be, you know, in about 10, 20 years, he's gonna be a legend. Chris Stapleton, you know.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could put Dwight Yoakam on there. People are gonna laugh at that, but if you really wanted
Oh
to,
yeah.
you
Oh
could
yeah.
put Dwight Yoakam on there.
Yeah.
You could put, you know,
Waylon Jennings. You
we
can
could
put
go on. Kenny Rogers. I
yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah. There's so many, man. Like that's what I mean. That's when it goes back to what the saying that I told you. Like it's in the ear of the beholder. Like to each their own, because everybody's gonna have a different favorite. Everybody's gonna have a different, you know, influence or idol or someone that you know that's more important to them. So uh, that's a hard question, but that's a good question. I've never been asked that. That's good.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you doing this. So what since you were like, I'm so busy and everything like that. So you have something lined up next week? Like are we talking in mid tour here or
Yeah, right now it's every I'm back home now, as you can see.
yeah.
Hampers.
YouTube. People are gonna be watching this on YouTube. They see the Huggies,
Yeah, yeah. That's
the guitar,
I'm
you
down in
know.
the office, but this is where I keep all
So you
the
keep the
extra stuff
Huggies in the office? I love
for the
it.
kids. Yeah, for the kids. So um I'm back home here for 3 days and then I'm back out on the road. We got a show in London, Ontario here. Then we're out in Stony Creek and then Niagara Falls. And then we're all over, man. I can't wait for Sabo Beach, which is a big one. It's on my birthday. It's a big stage right on the beach, which is like I can't wait. One day I want to come to. I forget.
Listen. When you come down to Florida, all right,
Yeah,
we'll go top shelf. You know what I mean? Just don't break my bank, you know. But because I know you're gonna be high rolling on that Universal money. But just top shelf. You know, we'll do a shot.
yeah, man. I we got to what's that festival that comes down to you guys? Tortuga or I don't know. It's on the beach
Yeah.
somewhere. I don't know. I'm just like I gotta get to Florida because you guys have some crazy festivals there.
Dude, yeah, we do, man. We have Taste of the Beach. I mean, yeah, we have a huge jazz festival every year. I mean, yeah,
Like
Pensacola Beach Songwriter Festival. So yeah,
I
we have a bunch of stuff, man. We have a, you know, eclectic group of people here in Pensacola.
I gotta get myself embedded into the community there because
Oh man, you're not missing much. Don't I'm kidding.
hey,
I'm kidding.
dude, if it gets me into the snow and I can come sit there in the sun and hang by the water, dude, I'm in. I'm in 100%.
I'm Googling here. The Oak Ridge Boys. Randy Travis is coming here. Okay.
Oh yeah, there you go.
He's one of the goats, man. We forget about him.
I
Randy.
know. He just released a new album with the help of AI.
That's probably why he's coming down here,
Yeah,
you know.
it's
Randy Travis. And all jokes aside, he's kind of underrated.
oh, dude, he's on one of my top like he is definitely one that like formed me from a kid. Like when I was in the back seat of my parents' car driving to Daytona Beach
Yeah.
every year, it was like Alabama, Randy Travis, you know, Alan Jackson. Um, you know, he was definitely one. His deep voice and everything kind of, you know, brings back
Yeah.
memories.
Do you know who the Oak Ridge Boys are? Was I
Yeah.
joking for no reason?
Wow.
They're coming down. Um, Brian, thank you for doing this, man. And
Oh, thank you.
where can people find you, man, on social media or
Yeah, just type in Brian John Harwood anywhere on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, you know, hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or bjharwood.com. You can get all my music, all my videos, get some merch. Just hit me up. Tell me where you want me to come, and hopefully I can make it out to your town or your city.
All right, man. Go Leafs, okay?
Yeah, brother.
Have a good one. Thank you again, man.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, man.
See you
Peace.
soon.